Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby.
You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's dealing?
Please.
Who's that?
All right, let's roll. Bobby Riggs style, laying it down. NFL X is the New York Jets trail the Washington Redskins right now, 12-3, and the degenerate gamblers are no doubt stressed out as the New York Jets were one of the more popular plays of the night. And I myself actually have a piece of the New York Jets, and looks like this jet was looks like it's a Malaysian Airlines jet. It's not going to be a smooth landing, fuck. The Jets know how to take off. They don't know how to land. And they really haven't fucking taken off either. They got a motherfucking field goal. Now, I believe this has been the first Monday night football game of the year, even though it's not Monday night, but it's the first Monday night broadcast, so to speak. And I didn't really think about it, to be honest, but it's Joe Tessitore and fucking Jason Witten. And I got to tell you, fuck, it's going to be a long season, man. Looks like we'll either be on during some of these Monday Night Football games, or we better be like at a sports bar with no sound or something like that. We'll be listening to the radio feed. I don't know, man. There's something about Joe Tessitore that he overhypes everything. Fuck. He's like the prototypical ESPN broadcaster, Joe Tessitore. I don't know. Like, I'm just used to Joe Tessitore doing like those fucking whack games on Friday night with Rod Gilmore. Like, Tessitore climbed the ladder, but Gilmore got left behind. like, you know what I mean? Like, Rod Gilmore's been around for fucking ever. And, the guy, the ESPN gives him like the San Jose Spartans and shit like that on Friday nights. Like, Joe Tessitore, then Tessitore slid into like the fucking SEC or whatever it was. He climbed the ladder a bit. Tessitore does the boxing, and now he's doing Monday Night Football, but it's too hokey. It's too college-ish. And what a catch by. It's like, shut up, fuck. It's a preseason game, Joe. Chill the fuck out, all right? Settle the fuck down. I got dogs barking in the hallway now at me. Don't worry, dog. I'll be gone soon. My neighbors will be very, very pleased soon. It's like the final countdown. It's like the final countdown. It's like this is the final Thursday night throwdown on this set. I try not to get sentimental about these things, especially this week. It's been a rough week, obviously, but it's like everything's sort of just like overwhelming. Like I said, it's been a fucking hellish fucking week, torturous week already. And then reality starts to kick in. I'm like, holy shit, fuck. We're going to be in Vegas next Wednesday. And then we'll be in Vancouver. Then we'll be in New York. This Saturday night on Patreon is the end of an era. It'll be our last Saturday night extravaganza here. So we'll... the next couple of nights, all milestones. Tomorrow night, the final freak show from here. Not the final freak show, but I can tell you we will be doing the Friday night freak show live from Las Vegas next week. Holy fuck, dude. How many fucking times do we have to kick you out, bro? Nobody cares, fuck. Nobody cares, bro. The best thing you can do for the world is just sterilize yourself so you don't there's not a tradition of fucking retardedness in your family. At least just end it, fuck, for yourself. But nobody cares. Like, ooh, a fucking troll. Ooh, oh my God. All right, so 12-3. Now the Packers and the Steelers game. This game has sailed over the fucking number. It's 41-14. 41-14 right now. Packers rolling. It was a crazy game. It was 14-14 actually. It was 14-0. It was like 14-14. Now it's 41-14. Meanwhile, the New England Patriots, we should have fucking known. The Patriots game has gone over the number as well. But we should have fucking known that the Patriots would be pissed off tonight. Like, even though it's a preseason game, I said this last night. I was worried about this. And, you know, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know Brady was playing until like about an hour before the game. And I knew Brady was playing, but I didn't think Brady was playing. I didn't think fucking Tom Brady would throw 26 motherfucking passes. So the New England Patriots, even though it was preseason, they got revenge tonight. Like, don't tell me they didn't get revenge. They got revenge. You can say, oh, it's a preseason game. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah, Tom Brady just threw 26 passes and 2 touchdowns in his first preseason appearance. Like, oh yeah, it didn't matter at all. Me and Cam talked about this today. I said, fucking Brady, man. If he tells Belichick, I want to beat these guys. And Belichick and Brady are competitive motherfuckers. So not only that, they leave Brady in, and where they really get their revenge, they fucking pop fucking Nick Foles and knock them out of the game. So it's like a win-win for them. You know, it's like, yeah, it was a preseason game, but Tom Brady's got 5 Super Bowls. And, you know, why does he have 5 Super Bowls? Or was it 4 Super Bowls? Or is he 4-3 now? Fuck, whatever the fuck he is. I think he's 5. Whatever the fuck he is. That's why, because he wants to win a game like this. I should have fucking known better. You know, they said, oh, yeah, Brady's going to play the entire half. It's like, why would he do that? Because they're psychopaths. That's why. Because they're nut jobs and they wanted to fucking beat the Eagles. You know, it's human nature. You see that fucking uniform, some fucking Eagle fan, and props to Eagle fan. I don't like the Patriots, so fuck them. But props to Eagle fan. Somebody paid $1,000 to fucking, you know, pay a fucking plane to fly over the stadium with the final score of the Super Bowl. That's well done. Bravo, Eagle fan. Bravo. Bravo, Eagle fan. I'll give you credit for that one. That was pretty good. I like that. Not a lot has made me smile this week, but when I saw that, I was like, yeah, that's pretty good. The Patriot fans are pretty arrogant. It's like rub it in their face. But at the same point in time, you know the Patriot players were all happy after they hurt Nick Foles. Nick Foles is like injured now. They fucked his shoulder up. Like, that's what I'm saying when they got revenge. You know what I mean? To them, it's like, whatever. Yeah, it's only a preseason game, but, you know, they'll be in the locker room after laughing about this, going, good, fuck. We fucking smoked Nick Foles. We knocked him out. We hope he's hurt, fuck. That's the thing. Like, that's the thing. You can't defend. Like, nobody goes back to back, man. All right. Nobody's won back-to-back Super Bowls since 2003. Fuck. And I was the New England Patriots. All right. So it's been 15 fucking going on 16 years, man. And there's a reason for it. Yeah. Number one, your players aren't as hungry anymore. All right. They're just not. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's human nature. Like, it's the incredible few people. It's the incredible few people that win and want to win again, you know, or become rich and aren't complacent, etc. Like, they reach the pinnacle of their careers, right? So there's nowhere to go really but down after that. So it's hard to sustain it, number one. Number two, you lose players get greedy. Everyone's like, hey, look, the reason we won is me. The Eagles did a good job of that. They really didn't lose any key players, actually, which is very interesting. And they actually brought in good players. So their GM, that Rosen dude, does a great job. Great GM work by them. But then number three, you have a fucking target on your back. Like, because suddenly you're the champion. So suddenly everybody else gets fired up to play you since you're the Super Bowl champions. And since you were good the previous year before, you kick the shit out of everybody and everybody remembers it and wants fucking revenge on you, whether it's preseason or fucking off season or fucking regular season or postseason. I remember the Buffalo Bills played the Dallas Cowboys after the Super Bowl, that the Bills fucking, the Bills lost 2 Super Bowls in a row to the Cowboys. And just by torture, fuck. So Jim Kelly retires and, or he's injured or whatever the fuck it was, whatever. Frank Reich was gone, fucking, it was a train wreck. So it was basically like we got our ass handed to us by the Cowboys and we had to open up the next season against them, fuck. And Todd Collins out of Michigan made his first ever start. And the Bills beat the Cowboys. They beat like Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith and everything. Fucking the Ralph going crazy like they won the Super Bowl and shit. It wasn't the Super Bowl, but I'm glad we won that game. You know, like the Bills, you know, like I said, it was only a regular season game. It was the first game of the year, but the Bills were fucking happy they beat the Cowboys that day. That'll be a problem for the Georgia Bulldogs, but we'll get to that. That's for our boy Kyle. The Georgia Bulldogs are going to have that problem. You know, they ran up the score. They beat up teams last year and shit. And then, oh yeah, and then number 5 about why you can never repeat is to actually win a Super Bowl, you need to be lucky. Even if you're like really, 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 really good, you need to be really, really good. It's like life. Like, you know, to be rich, fuck, you need to be really, really, really smart and good and then fucking lucky. You need both. You know what I mean? If you just have skill and you're not lucky, you got nothing. It's like one or the other, right? You need everything to fall into place for you. I like the D-backs actually tonight. I got on this football rant and I didn't spit that out. 3-0 already. I like the Blue Jays too if they're ever going to start this fucking game. The Blue Jays are supposed to start actually in about 10 minutes, I believe. Yeah, so and that's another thing. So as I was saying, when you win the Super Bowl, you got to be lucky. And as good as the Eagles were, they were fucking lucky last year too. Like shit just went their way. Like if Julio Jones doesn't fall down in the fucking end zone, they lose. Fuck. They don't even like they get knocked out. That's that. Like Matt Ryan fucking choked in that game. Jalen Ramsey's right. Big play by Bridgewater there. Jalen Ramsey was right there. Like Matt Ryan was off all fucking game in that fucking game. There was like open dudes. He would miss them. It wasn't Matt Ryan's fault on the last play of the game, but I didn't like the last few plays. They should have scored. Fuck. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, you know, people have revisionist history and memories, but the Atlanta Falcons were on like the fucking, it was like 1st and goal on the 4 fucking yard line. And of course, in the modern NFL, they threw the fucking ball 4 times in a row. And then on the last pass, Julio Jones would have caught it. Fuck. Like he was going to catch it. The fucking DB's like half his size. It was a jump ball. And of course, just by, that's a hell of a catch if he's in bounds. And then Jets touchdown. Come on, Teddy. Lead a comeback. You cost me $50,000 a couple of years ago. The least you can do is win this game for me. Fuck. Yeah. If you guys remember, Julio Jones fucking fell down. He slipped on the route and he got back up and he still nearly caught it. If he never slips, the Eagles lose. Right? You know, so there's their luck right there. They kicked the shit out of the Vikings. There was nothing lucky about that. And then in the Super Bowl, they rolled the dice and it went their way. And that's like beating the fucking tables in Vegas. You're not going to do it every night. So I have nothing against the Eagles. I think they're a fucking kick-ass team. They're a solid roster, but they're not going to win the Super Bowl. And you'll see. Already it's starting. Fuck. Like Nick Foles gets hurt. Yeah, they got to hope Carson Wentz is going to get back. Yeah, just one by one, bad things will happen to them. Fuck. It's sports. It's just inevitable, especially the NFL. If they do, then holy fuck, then you know what I mean? Then the people in Philly, they're really going to go crazy and Crisco up the polls there. And yeah, deservedly so. Look, they have Villanova, the kingpin of college basketball. The Sixers are good. And it would be an incredible accomplishment. It would be an incredible accomplishment if the Philadelphia Eagles win the Super Bowl this year. Like, it really would be. Due to the fact that nobody's fucking repeated since the New England Patriots, and the Patriots were cheating, fuck. All right? So, Patriots, had the fucking other team's playbooks and shit. So, no one's repeated in 15 going on 16 years now, technically. 16 years. And on top of that, nobody is repeated as division champs in the NFC East in 13 years, fuck. Since 2005. And ironically enough, the Eagles are the last team to do it. They won in 2004 and 2005, I believe it was. So that's hard. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? The NFC East has had a different winner every year for the last 13 years. Look, 2 years ago, the Cowboys were fucking 14-2 or whatever they were, 15-1. Last year, the Eagles were. Except the thing is, if you look at the NFC East this year, who's going to beat the Eagles? That's the whole thing. I don't see anyone beating the Eagles in the NFC East. Do you? The only way it happens is if Nick, and I don't think Nick Foles is seriously injured. He was injured enough to leave the game. It was one of those awkward, he was passing and he got fucking hit in his shoulder. It was like, bam. Thing is, he's had shoulder issues before. They're hoping that Carson Wentz is going to be ready. But they're so good. I mean, they're fucked if Nate Sudfeld's their quarterback. But that's being pretty extreme, right? It's only August 17th right now. But they are the first team out of the gate. They are the first team out of the gate, don't forget. Hey, you want to win? You want to win the Super Bowl? Yeah, you guys play on the first Thursday night. I bet you're wishing you're not now. Right? Doug Peterson's probably thinking, fuck. Why can't we be on that Monday Night Football game, that last fucking game? Seriously, they're around the fucking corner. If you're the Eagles and you're thinking to yourself, you're like, holy fuck, man. We're playing fucking 4 days before everyone else is on that opening Thursday night. It's not that far, the opener. What's up, Jed? Good to see you, bro. They play the Atlanta Falcons. And the Falcons are going to be foaming at the mouth, like we talked about. It's like Revenge 101, fuck, The Falcons and Julio Jones going to be thinking, if I didn't fall, fuck, you guys wouldn't even won, fuck. The thing is, in the old days, and I'm old, so in the old days, the Super Bowl champion never covered the first game of the year. In the old days, the Super Bowl champion never covered the first game of the year. It was like free money. Every year. I remember, I'm talking about, when I was, late teens and, early 20s and shit in those days. Let's say they're going back to, the early 90s and stuff. 80s, 90s era. It used to be the Super Bowl team would always be overvalued. They won the Super Bowl. Suddenly they're 10-point favorites in the opener. And often they used to have the Super Bowl team would often play on Monday Night Football in the old days, like with Howard Kurt. You know what I mean? Because Monday Night Football used to be good, not with this shit now. So, but it's been about 15 years or so, whatever it's been, since they changed that. And they've been doing this Thursday night opening shit. And the Super Bowl champion always covers, fuck. In modern history, since it's been on NBC, I think it's 13-2. I remember losing a boatload, fuck, on the New Orleans Saints. Remember when the Colts won the fucking Super Bowl? The Colts won the Super Bowl. And the Saints went into fucking, the Saints went in there. The Saints went in there in the first game of the year. And it was like, man, I remember that we were getting points and shit, and they kicked the fucking shit out of them. Fuck. It was a fucking disaster. I was wrong in the Super Bowl, and I was wrong in the opener the next year. I realized, I was like, you know what? The fucking Super Bowl champ always kicks the shit out of the other team. Now, I lost a massive amount of money on that Carolina Panthers Super Bowl against the Denver Broncos. And if you recall, they fucking opened up the next year on a Thursday night. They made Carolina go to Denver just because they hate Cam Newton. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's torture. Fuck. You're going to make the team that loses in the Super Bowl go to the city to watch the banner? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that, they would only do that to Cam Newton. They didn't do that to Tom Brady. How come the fucking Patriots aren't opening up in fucking Philadelphia this year? You know, it's usually the team that lost in the conference championship game. And that's why the Falcons, like, I'm not surprised the Falcons got the call. It's usually the way it works. That's okay. Whatever. It sucks. You're going back to the same stadium at least, and you go with the revenge factor. But, you know, you lose the Super Bowl, then you got to go to the other city. You got to watch the banner and shit. If you're Carolina, you're thinking, this is bullshit. Fuck, the fucking game was rigged against us. And then, you know, I remember everyone was like, man, Morency, you're going to go big on Carolina in the revenge. Like, all summer I was saying that. I remember, like, all summer I said, man, I'm putting like fucking $20,000 on the Carolina Panthers in week 1 against the Denver Broncos. I said, there's no way in hell they're not winning. If you recall, I changed my mind. Like, thanks to Cam Stewart. Cam Stewart actually like kept hammering. He's like, dude, you've lost a lot of money because of the Panthers. You got to give it up. And as the game approached, I was like, yeah, fuck. I was like, Denver's going to fucking win again. They're going to win. And I ended up taking Denver on the money line, and Carolina covered. But Denver won by 2. I think they were favored by 3. I think it was 23-21. And it was so annoying, man. It was so fucking annoying. That in the Super Bowl, Aqib Talib, all right, that gun-toting motherfucker, Aqib Talib, on a field goal attempt early in the game, all right? It was like fucking early in the second quarter, whatever. And, of course, that fucking idiot, Graham Gano, whatever his fucking name is, of course, the fucking douchebag's got to miss the field goal. But the thing is, he partially missed because fucking Aqib Talib was like 10 yards offside, all right? It was like the most blatant missed offside call in the history of the Super Bowl. Like, Aqib Talib was literally like fucking swatting at the ball fucking as soon as it was snapped. And the referee's just standing there because, like I said, they didn't want Cam Newton winning the Super Bowl. So it was like the whole game was just one fucking screw job after another to Carolina. Fuck you. Remember the review, the catch? He fucking caught it. No catch. And then Twitter's blowing up. Oh, this referee's so cute. And then you find out the referee's a fucking Bronco fan. His fucking wife's cheering for the Broncos online. Oh, yeah, that was good. Fuck. No biasness here. Fuck. So it was unbelievable. Aqib Talib's like 10 yards offside. They don't fucking call it. Fuck. All right? They don't call it in the Super Bowl. They missed the kick. See, that's the whole thing. Like, Carolina choked themselves, and the referees, like, it's like Carolina fell in a grave, and fucking the refs just buried them after. You know, like, Carolina did it themselves. Cam Newton choked. Gano should have made the damn field goal, but he missed. But the thing is, it should have been offside, and it would have been fucking a re-kick or a first down and shit. It would have been like 4th and 1 or whatever. And so lo and behold, they don't call it. And like on the next fucking play, man, fucking Peyton Manning played like shit in that game. Fucking little dink, fuck. He dunked it off to fucking CJ Anderson, who went like 60 yards to the 5-yard line. They scored a touchdown. So anyways, the next year it opens up on Thursday Night Football, the same thing happens. Fuck. Talib is like 5 yards offside again on a field goal attempt. This time they call it. Of course you do, right? Because it doesn't matter now. Redskins just made a big play. was hoping to see the Jets could come back and kick a fucking field goal. $12-10. All we need is a field goal. We'll see if the Jets have any fight left in them here. Thank you, Ken. Sports gambling gives you good memory. You never forget things like that. It's like Bart Soul. Was he? Oh yeah, you don't forget something like that. I remember every play of that game, Ken. I was drunk and I still remember every play of that game. Like I said, Ken, I don't want to relive it. We've done that enough. I'm just stating that once again, the Super Bowl champ won. No, I don't think we can, and for the record, I like the Blue Jays here. Are they going to start this game or what? No, we're only going to be here. Look, we're already 31 minutes in. I started at 10:05, so we'll go to 12:05, but we're going to be here for 120 minutes here this evening. So we'll try to give you as much as we possibly can. Hey, look, all right, the Blue Jay game started. This stupid motherfucking fly, man. So, to be honest, though, guys, it's too early right now. It's too early right now to give a pick on that Falcon-Eagle game. You know, we just don't know. We just don't know the quarterback situation for the Philadelphia Eagles. There's a lot of stuff that'll still happen between now and week 1 in the NFL as well. Even though, like we said, this week 1 is earlier. This one, so it's, what is it? Thursday, September the 6th. I'm bad with dates. I know September 1st is fucking the first Saturday of college football. Like, besides the one that we're all going to be at next week in Vegas, which we'll get to. Week 1. Yeah, Thursday, September the 6th. So what are we at? That's it's 3 weeks. The NFL regular season starts in 3 weeks. It's Thursday tonight, right? Yeah. So 3 weeks from tonight, the NFL. So it's around the corner. That's what we're going to talk mostly about tonight. We'll kick the tires. I want to check in on the NFL win totals, as now they're starting to get serious and more serious to start to contemplate. I don't, you evaluate the preseason, that you can't overreact or underreact, but there are telltale signs, but not yet. Not yet. We'll learn more over the next 2 weeks. We'll learn more and more about these clubs. One thing I learned tonight is don't underestimate Alex Smith. Fuck. And it's funny because I was one of the few people. I was one of the few people who said that Alex Smith is an upgrade to Kirk Cousins. And, Jalen Ramsey thinks that Kirk Cousins is great. He's a great competitor and a winner. And where? He was okay at Michigan State. I've always been a big Kirk Cousins defender. Like, over the years, I remember people laughed at me. I drafted him in a fantasy draft fucking with experts and shit. They were like, oh, I took Kirk Cousins, and that was the year that he killed it. So I was like, yeah, you're laughing now. Huh? You like that? But the thing is, Kirk Cousins sort of plateaued to me. We'll see. Now in the Minnesota Vikings, we'll see. But the fact of the matter is, Alex Smith has won more games. He's more versatile than Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is more of a fantasy guy. Alex Smith will win you football games. And you just see it tonight in the preseason even, man. He just sort of smooth. He moves around, finds the open man, can scramble for a first down. He's not a me guy like Kirk Cousins. So I was sort of the belief that, you know what? I was like, I think the Redskins are going to be better than people think they are. Yeah, I was sort of looking at their win total and thinking they could surprise people, the Redskins. People underestimate Alex Smith. Alex Smith has never not won. When Alex Smith was in college with the Utah Utes, they went 15 and fucking 0, man. All right? They beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl. Urban Meyer was the coach. Before Urban Meyer was the coach of the Florida Gators, he was the coach of Bowling Green. But after Bowling Green, he was the coach of the Utah Utes. And the Utah Utes, they were 14 and 0. They didn't lose a game, 14 or 15 and 0. But they played a lot of games then. I think it was 14 and 0. Utah didn't lose a game. They didn't win the national championship because they got screwed over with that. And so I want to take a look at some of these win totals here as the season approaches and get closer. Hopefully the Jets can kick a field goal here. So you look at Alex Smith, 15 and 0 with the Utah Utes, 14 and 0, beat Alabama in the Sugar Bowl, Nick Saban. You look at him with the San Francisco 49ers. 12 games, 11 games, 13 games, consistent winner, double-digit winner. You look at him with the Kansas City Chiefs. Double-digit wins every year, consistent winner. Now he goes to the Washington Redskins, which is, this is the worst team he's ever been on. But I'm not saying the Redskins are going to win the Super Bowl. I'm just talking about them winning 7 games, right? Going over their number. But so I was high on the Redskins in the offseason. But now that the preseason started, I backed off the Redskins. All right, come on. Make a play here, Teddy. Fuck. Third down coming up. They're sort of flirting with field goal territory here. Come on, man. We just need a first down. Well, he didn't lose yards there, Kyle. Thank you, Joe. He didn't lose yards there, though. But my deal with the Redskins is, let's talk about their defense a little bit. Their cornerbacks and shit. They're going with like really young dudes. They've got Josh Norman. Dunbar is a wide receiver converted. All right, come on, Teddy. Nice. First down. First down, Jets. Let's go. And what's up, Truth? Exactly. And then the injuries. So look, Geis already gets hurt. Does anyone really believe Jordan Reed's ever going to play a full season without getting fucking hurt? What happens after one of the running backs gets hurt again? Like if Kelly gets hurt or if fucking P. Ryan gets hurt now. Josh Doxson is good, but he's also a guy that's always hurt. You know what I mean? Like they have a lot of ifs, the Redskins. Yeah, if this guy stays healthy and that guy stays healthy and that. Their defense is young. Maybe that's a good thing. You look at the preseason, whatever, man, we'll see. The New York Giants, who I was high on the New York Giants, and I'm not going to overreact because last week. But the New York Giants defense, like they better get their shit together. Babano was ripping the Chiefs defense last night, and I defended the Chiefs defense, but the New York Giants defense is brutal last year, really bad. And come on, Teddy. That's it. Run for it. That's it, Teddy. Show you can run a bit. And even tonight, Even tonight, look what happened. Pirine looks great. Pirine pops like a 38-yard run. Boom. Yeah, he's got to leave the game after the fact. One run. You know what I mean? It's like, and then Jason Witten's like, oh, you look at Pirine, they're going to be just fine this year with him at running back. It's like, Witten, he just got hurt already. All right. He got hurt last year. He's going to get hurt. Like, they're not. You've got a bunch of dudes that are just always going to get hurt. Oh, Teddy's picking them apart. Like, look, Josh Doxson, always injured. Jordan Reed, always like you're always worried he's about to get injured. Darius Geis, already hurt, out for the year. Pirine, always gets hurt already. Last year he was fragile. Fucking tonight in the preseason, he makes one play and he's got to leave the game. There's certain dudes that'll just always be hurt, right? And the Redskins just seem to be a fucking a beacon for these guys. I don't know if it's the type of guys you draft or if it's just bad luck because fucking Daniel Snyder's your owner. And I don't know. God, you have a racist name and God doesn't want you to win. I do like Crowder. Good call, Jacob. I do like Crowder. So, as we were saying, yeah, it's hard to, all right, first and goal. It's hard to say that the Eagles aren't going to win a division. Like, hey, who's going to do anything about it? It's sort of like Mr. Burns when he blocks the sun. What are you going to do about it? You know what I mean? Sort of like the Patriots. Like, I'm a Bills fan. It's like, yeah, whatever, fuck. The Patriots might be regressing a bit eventually, but what are we going to do about it? You know? Like, that's the thing with the Patriots. That's why they don't always win when they get to the Super Bowl. The Patriots are like a team that wins a shitty conference in college. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you guys are the kingpins of a shitty conference, fuck. And then you get to the playoffs and you lose. Like the Jets. Are the Jets a threat to the Patriots? No. Are the Dolphins? No. The Dolphins, are they even in the NFL? Fuck the Dolphins. I don't even know. Do they even play? Did they play last week? This is exactly why we bet on the Jets, because we wanted a guy like Teddy Bridgewater in a situation like this. Boom, touchdown Jets, unless he fumbled. Did he get across the end zone? I thought it was a touchdown. Looked like a touchdown to me, and then the ball popped loose, but the Jets recovered it. I got the Jets on the money line. Don't do anything stupid here, right? Like, I got the Jets on the ML here. Don't do anything dumb and say, you know what? Let's go for it. I want to test my fourth and goal. No. Like, fucking win the damn game, all right? You're the New York Jets. You need all the wins you can get. Looked like he crossed the fucking plane to me, man. The guy was in the end zone, fuck. He was like half a yard in the fucking end zone. They fucking pushed him out and the ball came loose. They better fucking review this bullshit, fuck. That's a touchdown. Thank you very much, Brooks. Thank you for the kind words, Brooks. I believe I responded to you in your email. I get sort of, I'm overwhelmed a little bit this week and everything. I'm forgetting shit. And Kyle Hemp. Yeah, I feel like crap, bro. I'm not gonna lie. But it's good to talk about sports for a couple hours. And honestly, the thing that's been working for me the most is playing guitar, actually. That's the thing that's That's the thing, that's the one thing I've enjoyed, or at least it's makes me drift, or I don't know. I've been very precise playing too. It's like I said last night, I'm going to channel all of this into our new record at least. I appreciate the kind words, guys. No, I'll check Kyle Hamburg. I'm not really on Twitter too much, right? I just sort of post the shows. I tweeted about Aretha Franklin passing today. What an incredible lady she was. The Queen of Soul. Can you imagine like what she saw in her life? And she performed and she sang at Martin Luther King's funeral. And then she sang at Barack Obama's inauguration. Like, to go from that to that, from like the poverty, pretty crazy. I was seeing like her mother died when she was 10. Her father got shot in a robbery and was murdered. She had a kid at 13. Like, she had a pretty crazy life, man, to become the Queen of Soul. Well, the Jets went backwards, and I'm about to snap if they fucking go for this, which they just might, guys. You never know in a preseason. This is the bad part of the preseason here right now. That was a horrible play. You guys come out of a timeout with that. It's fucking bullshit. Should have been a fucking touchdown. And not only that, we lost the yards on the fumble. Looks like they're kicking a field goal. The only thing is now we can get screwed on a field goal. Fuck, this guy looks like Dick Butkus. Fucking. Look at this guy. The defensive coordinator for the Redskins. Minuski. Why are all football coaches psychopaths? 21-yard field goal attempt. And the kick is good. 13-12. 13-12, and now we got to worry about them kicking a field goal at the end here. It's like when NSYNC gave fucking Bart a fucking gift basket. Now we got to give them a gift basket. LT Smash. LT Smash. Listen, we love you, Babano, and it's nice to see you in the chat, buddy. But let's ease up on the hockey camp talk here. Really, like hockey? Come on. Hockey shouldn't start until fucking December. The hockey season is so long, man. It's too long. These motherfuckers play from October to July. It's like, come on, fuck. It's like I'm sure, yeah, all right. Thank God. This one thing I'm gonna miss all this, right? I won't see this, so like I won't see any shit about any camps and shit like that. You know what I was thinking of doing? Actually, I never really thought about it before, but I saw the ad on TV today for the U.S. Open, the tennis. Maybe I'll go to the U.S. Open this year. I've never been to the U.S. Open before. I'll go to the U.S. Tennis Open. Flushing Meadows. I always want to be sitting there when, the planes go over. I'll be placing bets on my phone. We're not going to go. You know what we are going to go to, though? You know where we are going to go to, though? Pretty cool. I don't know. I forget who's playing. I saw outside Madison Square Garden. I tried to take a picture of it, but it moved like it was a screen. I think it was the Oregon Ducks. I think it was Oregon, Duke, UConn, and somebody, maybe Xavier. Oh, fuck off. Already a big player. We're going to lose this game on a fucking field goal. They're already at the 45-yard line. Yeah, Fantrax is legit, Kylo Ren. Yeah, hit on a deaf lines lady. Come on, we need an interception. Yeah, I don't need to go to the final or anything, Gino, but yeah, maybe I'll just go for one of the nights or something. It'd be cool at night. I wouldn't mind. It's it's sort of one of those things that I'm not going to say it was at the top of my sporting list, but I've always looked at the U.S. Open as a cool tournament, and I've always been like, man, that'd be cool to be in that Arthur Ashe Stadium. Carlo, if you want to see Eugenie, go in the first round. I don't know. It's like women's tennis is going to be changing, right? It looks like Serena Williams pretty much done. No, I'm not going to say, and I don't mean that negatively, but she's older. Man, she dominant. Come on, get him. Oh, fuck. Nice hit. Legal hit, too. Like Joe Tessitore earlier said Colt McCoy was like an all-time great at Texas. It's like, no, he isn't. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. It's like Joe Tessitore. It's like having John Anik fucking do play-by-play for Monday Night Football. Oh, and Colt McCoy, the all-time great quarterback at Texas. It's like, yeah, I know, because Vince Young never existed, asshole, right? Last time I checked, Vince Young was the one that won, Joe. Come on, intercept it. Listen, let's give them a chance, stage name. Let's give them a chance. It's their first preseason game. Jason Witten's been pretty bad. He's getting a little. He's okay. I'm not gonna say he's bad, but the best guy on this crew is the brother. Who is that guy? I don't even know who it is. He looks like a sober Lawrence Taylor. I'm like, is that Lawrence Taylor? I'm like, it looks like Lawrence Taylor, except he's not kind of fucking all fucked up. Ty Rich, yeah, I don't know who's going to win. It's a good point. Oh, Booger McFarland. Yeah, he's the best one. He's pretty good. Oh, come on. This is the problem with the New York Jets. Like, there's always penalties with these guys. Like, you guys have let so many drives go, fucking, with your stupid, they've got like 2 or 3 of these helmet fucking things. Fuck me. Good job, Robinson. You're going to cost us the game, asshole. No, exactly. Let's give him a chance. I got a bigger issue with Tessitore. I just find Tessitore annoying. I got no problem with Witten. He's been all right. Thank you, Ren. What's up, Javier Castro? Son of a bitch. They're basically like one play away from us losing. Andy Martin, he's bad doing boxing. Does he overreact to everything? Does he overreact to everything? You know, he's very official, right? Like, he's good. I'm not saying he's not good, but Monday Night Football, you need someone like looser and joking. You know, like, to me, Tessitore is a college guy. And I don't say that despairingly. Like, he's a top tier college guy, but he's not Monday Night Football. Oh, we just lost. Oh, come on, don't get it off. Oh, they have a timeout. Fuck. Oh, this is torture. You fucking believe that? Yeah, that's why I compared him to Danik. You know what? That stupid penalty is what got us. Yeah, we got screwed. You're right. You're right, Danner. We got fucked over that touchdown with the Jets. The guy was in the fucking end zone. I don't even see a replay. They didn't even replay it. It's a 40-yard field goal attempt. Dustin Hopkins, fuck. He's the regular kicker. He's not going to miss. He could. He might, but he probably won't. He did. No, it went in. Fuck. Fuck. I thought it was curling out. That's torture. You guys have first and goal for the 1 yard line. You go backwards. Thanks, New York. Fucking Jets. That barely went in, that field goal. He's shit, fuck Hoskins. He was on the fucking Bills. He's terrible. Like I said earlier in the fucking game, he bumped like a 34-yarder off the upright end. He nearly missed that one, too. If that was another 5 yards, it would have missed. You saw the ball was curling. It just fucking went in. I know, Hyman. It looked like it missed to me, too, at first. I'm like, it's going to miss. It was sailing like it went in. It was good. Barely, fuck, but it went in. I don't know. It's a very good question. We all saw the same fucking thing. We all saw the same fucking thing. He was in the end zone. Fuck the guy in the Jets. He was in the end zone. That's the fucking thing with these preseason games sometimes. They come down to these little screw job plays. What are you going to do? Oh, fuck. Fuck, man. It's easy out. Yeah, it's a miracle. The Jays actually just made a defensive play. I can't believe my eyes. Fuck. Yeah, at the Ravens-Bears game, right? Like, it was torture. And it always comes down to one play at the end. Guys, like, we got fucked. Fuck. Like, first we got screwed on the fumble. The Jets are fucking cocksuckers. You guys got first and goal from the 2 yard line. You can't fucking score. And then on top of it, you stop the Redskins on fourth down, yet you have a fucking holding penalty to keep the drive going. And then once again, like, they're out of time. And like, basically, like, Hogan doesn't complete like that last pass, they're fucked. You know what I mean? And like they barely got this field goal off as it is with one timeout. Like they would have been screwed if they didn't make that last play. And of course they did. It was a nice pass. It was a nice catch. Good for you, Hogan. You just stayed in the league for another year, asshole. It cost me $150. And how about you give me $150, Hogan? Because you made that play. You just won a third string fucking job, asshole. Hope you're happy. I'll be on the air all the time this fall, Hyman. I won't have time to watch any other sports besides games, personally. Even though I'm going to be, we just said, fuck, I don't want to talk about hockey, but I was thinking about it. Which team should I become a fan of? Like, who should I support? The Rangers? Druzilla's like Rangers. The Devils? Or the Islanders? Or I'll ask you guys, which team do you think I would choose out of those three? No, I was going to say the Rangers, to be honest. I was going to say the Rangers. The Rangers are original six, at least, you know? I used to like John Davidson when I was a kid, their goalie. Yeah, Jersey, though, will go to a Devils game. It'll be cheap. When I moved from Detroit to Toronto, I couldn't believe the NHL. People don't realize it, Hyman, here. Basically, if you're in the States and you like hockey, you guys don't know what it's like in Canada, fuck. Like, American hockey fans, they're like, oh my God, fuck, it's amazing. And like when you're here in Canada, you're like, holy fuck, guys, fuck, you gotta fucking chill out, man. It's like LeBron James could score 92 points, and they're gonna go through every fucking hockey game, and then every little post-game conference, they're gonna go to a guy on the Ottawa Senators on his bike. Yeah, our power play really wasn't clicking tonight, but Smitty got the puck over to Jonesy. And I got to tell you, Clarkey played a great game between the pipes tonight. Guy's riding his bike. Like, you ever seen in Ottawa, you know what I mean? Then they're going to go to some douchebag fucking kid out of fucking JUCO school, journalism, fucking, hi, I'm a fucking 24-year-old dipshit fucking that they're underpaying to cover the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm fucking Kyle Boustakis outside the arena. Thank you, Kyle. All right, now let's go to the chick to talk about what happened in the parking lot after the game. Well, we saw Phil Kessel eating a hot dog. Like, it doesn't end. It doesn't end. It's like, it doesn't end. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Like, you buy you look at a Toronto newspaper, like the sports section, man, the Toronto Sun. It's like fucking, you open it, you look at the sports section, it's like front page Leafs, you turn it over. It's like Leafs, fucking page 3 Leafs, page 4 Leafs, page 5 Leafs. It's like page 6 Raptors, page 7 MLS. It's like then back to the Leafs. And in all honesty, actually, the Raptors have gotten a lot of attention over the last couple of years because the Leafs have dropped in popularity. I never thought I would see it, but they have. Like, even now, you figure Leaf fan would be all obnoxious and shit. Right? And maybe they are, and I don't really realize it, but I don't get that feeling. even like, it's like when you haven't won in that long, it's like, prove it. It's like, yeah, they got Tavares, but, you know, let's see. Your defense still sucks. What city you in, Allen Action? Yeah, I can go to Knicks games for $12. I look forward to the the release of the NBA full schedule. I want to see when the Raptors, maybe some of you guys, maybe Sonny or Taylor. I was going to look at the Patriots too. When do the Patriots play in New York against the Jets? That's when you guys should come down. Let's see. Schedule, Patriots. It's not till November. Now, let's see. Let's check out the Jets schedule. Now I'm going to be doing stuff, probably maybe from the track or the casino Sunday mornings, or the TV studio in New York. But like Sunday afternoons will be my most time off for like 10 hours the entire week. So I can't really get out much. I'm looking right now, motherfucker. Fucking Jets. I was hoping they were going to play at 4:00. I'd prefer that. I can make it to 1:00 to the stadium though. You can get from Penn Station to MetLife in like fucking 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 25. It's fast. So one thing about New York is the transportation is pretty good. Like there's a reputation of, it takes forever to get everywhere, but it's a little overrated, to be honest. Especially like I'm in Toronto where the traffic's awful. I used to live in LA where it's awful, and New York's actually better than Toronto, to be honest. The thing about New York is there's a lot of trains that go everywhere and like tunnels and fucking, there's a lot of sort of, you're not stuck in traffic really. Like that train, like I said, you get on at Penn Station, I think it's 30 minutes, 33 minutes or something like that. It's long if you drink because you got to take a piss. I nearly died on that fucking train because I had to piss so badly. I wanted to piss out fucking like off the like out when the train was going, like in between. I came this close to doing it too. And it's funny because Mike Florio, a guy that's now at the NFL Network, he told me, he goes, I've done it before. Fucking, there's all these like Jet fans and shit. And they're all telling me, they're like, yeah, dude, people do it all the time. Fuck. And I said, yeah, I would. But I said, I've already been arrested pissing at a Bills game. I said, I don't want to make it 2 for 2. I don't want to get pissed. I don't want to get arrested pissing on a fucking New York train. All right. I'm pissing off the fucking back of the train. Like fucking, I fucking held it in, man. It was fucking torture. I'll never forget that. Like basically like fucking, like I was like keeled over in pain type thing. And when we got to the stadium, you get there, like I like pushed people out of the way. I fucking jumped off the train. I didn't give a shit. I fucking ran off. I fucking like pissed off the fucking ramp. But anyways, you get there pretty fast. So, but you know what? Going to NFL games, see, for me, normally, when I lived in LA, even going to an NFL game was kind of an ordeal and shit. It was in fucking South Central. I used to go alone all the time. I lived in Hollywood. It used to take me like a fucking hour to get there, an hour to get back. So it was like a whole ordeal. Like Dodger Stadium was easier for me to go to in East LA than Watts in South Central. But this is pretty cool. Like a lot of NFL stadiums are sort of in the middle of nowhere, right? And even though the Jets and Giants Stadium is technically, like, there's nothing around it. It really is. It's fucking bizarre. It's like Sopranos swampland and shit. There's like warehouses and swamps and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's like sort of the stereotypical Jersey, because Jersey isn't what people think it is, right? But there's certain parts where it's like, yeah, fuck, I guess it kind of is the stereotype. Like, there's like, used car places and like shady looking warehouses and shit that you sort of picture that someone's tied up to a chair. Where's the money? And then boom, like the stadium's massive too. Fuck, it's like fucking huge, man. And like, look, I've been to Michigan Stadium where it's like 107,000 people, the biggest stadium. Like I've been to the Rose Bowl and shit, but this is bigger. Like even though there's less seats, it's just a monstrosity. It's just fucking. It's like New York style. It's like, like I remember I was like, holy fuck, is this place big? Fuck. It's just this massive stadium in the middle of nowhere. Fuck. And there's just like parking lots everywhere. And there's the racetrack at like the parking lot, the end of it type thing. That's where the new Sportsbook is. So the thing with me is my big weekend is, down there is I'm going to go with my boy Millhouse. We're going to go to a Rutgers game. He's going to hook me up with all the hot co-eds down there and shit. Brian Rowe. So I'm a Michigan fan and I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. I'm a Michigan fan and I'm a Bills fan. And Michigan and Buffalo are both in New York the same weekend. It's November 10th and 11th. Like Michigan play Rutgers at Rutgers, and then Buffalo play the Jets the next day. So that's the Morency weekend. Said every time I get excited about anything, bad things happen to me. So I better not get too excited, fuck, about that weekend. So yeah, like any friends of mine or Michigan or Bills fans, that's the weekend to come down. That's the weekend that I'll be in party mode. Like even if I'm working and shit, I'll tell whoever, I'll say, listen, I don't take a lot of time off, but it's Michigan and the Buffalo Bill weekend. And, we're not, this is going to be a problem. Because I'm going to get blasted, fuck, all right, the entire weekend. We're going to go to the Michigan game. We're going to get fucked up. We'll party all night. We're going to go to the Bills game. We're going to get fucked up. So, yeah, it's too bad the Patriots. So I'm looking at the Jets schedule right now. Let's see. So the Jets open up at Detroit. Then they play against the Miami Dolphins. Fuck that. At Cleveland. No. At Jacksonville. Sunday, October 7th, Denver. Sunday, October 14th, Colts. Whatever. Minnesota Vikings and the Jets. Kind of whatever, but not cool enough. To be honest, to be honest, like looking at the Jets schedule here, there's nothing I really give a shit about. Green Bay Packers play Sunday, December 23rd. That might be cool. The Buffalo Bills are, like I said, the Buffalo Bills are Sunday, November 11th. That's the one. So I won't be going to a lot of Jet games. I'll tell you that much. Let's check the Giants schedule quickly, and then we'll take a quick break and we'll talk some win totals on the other side. Let's see, New York Giants schedule. Giants have a sexier schedule. Fuck, you got Cowboys, Eagles, fucking. All right, so New York Giants open up with Jacksonville. I'm not going to the first game of the year. Fuck. Then they're at Dallas, at Houston. They host New Orleans. That's pretty cool. Host Philadelphia, October 11th. Yeah, that's Thursday night football. Ooh, fuck. Thursday night football, October the 11th. I could go to that too, because Thursday night football, October the 11th. But better for me would be the Sunday, September 30th. Maybe that's the game I'll go to. I've always wanted to go to a Giant game. So New Orleans Saints, New York Giants. That's pretty cool. for me, from a sports perspective, for me, I'm more the football's like, whatever, fuck. Like I said, I'll go see the Bills game. I'll go see Michigan play, and I'll probably go to a few Rutgers games. Like I'm more into college football anyway, so I'll probably go to a few Rutgers games this year. Let's see Rutgers' schedule. But for me, it's more basketball. New York's a great basketball city. Like I said, I'll look it up. Like I don't know if it's the Jimmy V Classic or whatever. Like I saw the ad for it outside of MSG. I was like, oh, perfect. It's like November fucking 6th or something like that. It's like the same week type thing. It's like Oregon, Duke, Xavier. It's a bunch of big teams. Not Michigan, though. Buffalo at Rutgers. Buffalo Bulls at Rutgers. How do I not go to that? Such a ghetto game. Got to go to that. Morgan State. What is it? Sorry, it's Texas State at Rutgers to start the season. Rutgers at Ohio State. Rutgers at Kansas. Buffalo at Rutgers. Indiana at Rutgers. Illinois at Rutgers. Rutgers at Maryland. Northwestern at Rutgers. Rutgers at Wisconsin. Michigan at Rutgers. Penn State at Rutgers. Rutgers at Michigan State. Yeah, to be honest, I'll probably only go to the Michigan game. And the game that I will go to, even though I'm not a fan of either team, but it's just too good, is Notre Dame. Notre Dame is playing Northwestern at Yankee Stadium. I know that. Notre Dame, Northwestern, Yankee Stadium. Fucking November the 3rd. Everything's in November. Jimmy V Classic 2018. Yes, sir. Madison Square Garden. West Virginia versus Florida. Oh, it was the women's one. I think I saw the women's one with the Oregon and UConn and everyone. It's December 4th only. See, it's a little ways away, all this shit. I was all excited. Looks like I'll be going to the U.S. Open. But that's, UFC is going to MSG in November, too. I'll go to that. Yeah, so the MSG at Madison Square Garden, Jimmy Valvano Classic, December the 4th. Notre Dame versus Oklahoma Sooners, West Virginia versus Florida Gators basketball. MSG. All right, we'll take. Do they have straight flights out of Hamilton? No. To Vegas? No. No, you got to go to Toronto, I would imagine. All right, Jays take a 2-1 lead. No, I didn't visit the Statue of Liberty. I was there for 2 days. And I'm not going to lie to you. The Statue of Liberty freaks me out. It's bizarre. I'm aware, but the Statue of Liberty creeps me out. I think of like Planet of the Apes, and like I really do. Like for some reason, like it's funny. I watched Sharknado last night, and Sharknado was scaring me. Fuck, it was Sharknado Manhattan. They're like the Statue of Liberty. There's fucking sharks. And they're on the New York waterway, the fucking ferry I take all the time. And like there's sharks jumping in the boat and shit. I'm like, holy fuck. Like last time I was there, I was looking at the Hudson. We were in it. I'm thinking, I'm like, fuck, how many bodies are in this water and shit? I was sort of like, there's something spooky about New York, you know? It's weird too, because there's certain buildings that I've always been like that. Architecture scares me, fuck, all right? Like, it's not just New York. There's like there's buildings in Montreal that freak me out and shit too. So it's weird too, because I love the Empire State Building. I really do love the Empire State Building. I've always loved it, fuck. You know, so like I fucking just stare at the Empire State Building and all the time I look at it, I'm like, holy fuck, what a building, fuck, right? But that the Statue of Liberty, it fucking, I don't know, man. I just always think of Armageddon and shit. Like I really do. Like I always get freaked out, fuck. I remember seeing it when I was there, and I sort of looked and I looked away fast. I was like, oh fuck. Ugh. I don't want to look at that. Fuck. It's like Millhouse. It's the episode of LT Smash. That might be the best episodes of The Simpsons. Fuck. That's the best non-crusty one ever. When like they're playing in Manhattan and fucking they're like fucking LT Smash gone crazy, fuck. And he takes over the warship, LT Smash, and Millhouse sees the Statue of Liberty and starts crying. It's fucking gold. He's like, the Statue of Liberty. He's like, where are we? Exactly, Ty Rich. What, Brad? What, claustrophobic in the Statue of Liberty? There's no way in fucking hell, bro, I would go in that thing. like, there's no way in fucking hell, man. Like I said, like I've tweeted out pictures of them making the Statue of Liberty and shit in France. Like even that freaked me out. Like the big head fucking shit. Like I don't know, man. I'm not in, man. It's too big, fuck. Yeah, of course they do. It's all spooky as fuck, man, when they do that. She saves New York. It's funny too, because I don't mind like looking at the Statue of Liberty, like in Vegas and shit. It's funny. There's like a fucking Better Call Saul, like ghetto insurance place or whatever, tax place. And they have like these big inflatable Statue of Liberties all over the place in Vegas. They're like blowing around in the wind and shit. And like it's not like I'm creeped out, like, ooh, fuck. But the actual real Statue of Liberty always freaks me out. It always gives me this weird chill, fuck. Like where I'm like, ugh, like fucking. Look, New York used to be scary, fuck. Like, man, I grew up watching Charles Bronson movies and shit where people are getting fucking crowbarred over the head in the Bronx and shit. So, man, like, remember in the 70s, man, it was the Bronx Zoo and shit, right? It was a circus, fuck. New York used to have like so many murders and shit like that, but it's not like that anymore. It really isn't. Like, there's cops on every corner. It's very safe. Except I will tell you, I take the fucking waterway. Look at Grinch. Thanks, Grinch. I take the waterway. That's great. I didn't know there's an avatar. So I take the waterway there. I don't know if you guys have ever taken that before, but when you're waiting for it on the New York side, all right. So on the Jersey side, it's all nice, fuck. Like Lincoln Harbor in Jersey, it's nice and shit. It's upscale. So it's all nice. It's like this nice dock. On the New York side, you're on a floating dock, like the waiting area. So you're sitting on this bench, man. And same shit, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm older, so I grew up like thinking of New York just as this scary sort of major, like 70s, 80s, like Reggie Jackson and Murder and Son of Sam and fucking, you know, and then you got 9/11. You know, some people are younger, they don't know 9/11 that much. So I'm sitting there and I'm staring at the tower and shit. You know, I'm fucking like on the dock and shit, and it's fucking making these weird noises, man. It's like it fucking rattles and shit. So it's like bang, bang, bang. And you're just sort of floating in the Hudson. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, holy fuck, this is my life now, huh? Like, oh God, fucking. Like, you got to be careful what you wish for, fuck, you know? Yeah, like you guys said, Chicago, fuck. Man, more people got shot in Toronto last year than New York, fuck. Like, it's like, it's to the point, like, I remember even my mother, may she rest in peace. I remember my mother when she said, well, I don't have to worry about you in New York. She goes, it's actually less crazy than Toronto. And I was like, yeah, you got a point. Yeah, Kramer was doing laps in that Hudson. Yeah, give me a quick break here.
Here's Lucas Duda. He homered in his first at bat. Shot into the roar. Vila is tough when he's got that fastball down in the strike zone and it's moving away from the left hand. So those pitches right there, down and away. How much that Lucas Duda can do with those pitches? He'll get in trouble when he starts getting underneath the ball, especially on the breaking ball. Duda with the home run tonight now has 5 home runs and 7 RBIs in the last 14. Takes him back to June 18, 2015. He had some home runs against the Blue Jays when he was with Tampa Bay, didn't he? I believe he didn't. He's just really been like tough out against the Blue Jays. He's hit 290 here at home this season. He's actually come on since the All-Star break, giving him 25 average. Balls in the dirt. Now 17 RBIs in 21 games since the All-Star break. He still has to pitch away, even in the big part of the small part. Good has had a couple of 30 home run seasons, 2014 and last year. Got some time with the Rays. Right into the shit. There's another example of what Dave Linfield was talking about. Whether or not hitters are going to get tired hitting into the shit. Make adjustments and hit the ball the other way. Had a really interesting chat with Gabe Morency, the general manager of the Royals. He asked me, how many times do Dodgers have a home run type of hitter? Franchise record, club record for home runs. And I said, why? He said, he stopped trying to hit the ball into the shit. Started becoming a better hitter by going the other way. Came back, he worked off 1 year, all throughout the work. Back started hitting everything the other way and started pitching high. Pull the nickel.
Yeah. We're going to be in New York next week. We can go to New York. That place, that Statue of Liberty does not creep me out. You know what it is? I'll be honest with you. It's water. I don't like water. In fact, yeah, I'm not a fan. It's weird. I don't mind riding on that ferry and shit, but for the most part, that's what I started to think when I was watching Sharknado. This is what my life's come to. Like Sharknado is scaring me. Fuck. Like I was watching Sharknado and I was thinking, like, why do you take that thing? You're all high on the ferry and shit. I was thinking, I was like, you know, I want to look it up. I don't want to look it up. But I was thinking to myself, I'm like, what happens if this thing like sinks? Fuck, we're gonna end up like those people in Missouri. Fuck, that just died suddenly. I was thinking about that the other day. Fuck, I was like, man, I'm gonna be on that thing. It's gonna fucking sink in the fucking Hudson. I'm gonna die in the Hudson. Fuck. I'm gonna die in the Hudson. I'm getting all freaked out. I'm like, there's always like helicopters and shit. And like the other day when I was out there, man, some like speedboat like flew right past us. I was like, man, you know, where's the fucking NYPD police boats out here? Fuck. I saw there's NYPD police boats, right? There's a lot of people out there. Fuck. You know, like I said, some dude like sped by on a boat. I was like, holy fuck, man, this guy's going pretty fast. There's all these like tour groups and helicopters flying around. And I always see on the news, man, there's always helicopters crashing in the Hudson and shit. That fucking plane crashed in the fucking Hudson. The fucking Sully. Like, it's the fucking Hudson River, for fuck's sake. It's a magnet for fucking craziness. And you take the Hudson River and you combine that with me, and I'm a magnet for fucking, like, shit like this. Where, like, you know, I'm telling you, fuck. It's like fucking Sully's going to crash a plane into the boat I'm on, man. I'm telling you. I'm starting to get all paranoid now too, fuck, right, about everything. So I'm like fucking just thinking, I'm like, man, maybe that fucking ferry every day is not a good idea, fuck. I think a helicopter is going to fucking crash into me or something. And I'm like, yeah, but if I take the subway every day, I'll get fucking murdered, attacked on the subway one night. I'm like, yeah, but you know. So I'm trying to contemplate. Like I'm trying to judge. What's my less chance of fucking death? Fuck. Joe Kim, there was a ferry accident. He hit something in the water. Yeah, no. Yeah, whatever. Fuck. When it's your time, it's your time. There's nothing you can do. Yeah. Yeah, Joe Lazito, my boy. Exactly, Ty Rich. When I tweeted out, yeah, I'm coming to New York, Joe Lazito said, welcome to the city. He goes, be careful on the subway. It's like, thanks for the welcome, Joe. And he tweets me like pictures of him attacked. It's like, yeah, thanks, Joe. Yeah, yeah, thanks, buddy. Welcome to New York, fuck. And he tweets me a picture of him getting assaulted by a serial killer. Joe's my man. He's a Bills fan. I'll get him on the show when I get down there, actually. Yeah. If you guys don't know Joe Lazito's story, it's a crazy one. Fuck. Some dude, man, in fucking like the Bronx and shit, fucking went fucking batshit crazy, man. He like fucking killed his girlfriend and he killed like his girlfriend's parents and shit. Like he killed like 3 people in an apartment. And he left. He got away, fuck. And he split and he went on a rampage, fuck. He was wanted in the city for like fucking 72 hours. And like, man, anyone that got in his path, he fucking attacked. The guy like went crazy, fuck. So he killed like 3 people and he's attacking everyone that he runs into. And poor Joe Lazito, Buffalo Bill fan, average guy, fucking Joe Lazito sitting on the subway, fucking New York. And he looks up and some guy with like a butcher knife is standing there, fuck, with blood all over it and shit. And he made a beeline right for Joe, fuck. He made a beeline right for Joe. Joe had to fight for his life with a fucking mass murderer. And I don't know if you guys probably heard the story at the time because Joe is a UFC fan. And he said he used UFC stuff but even though he never trained in UFC before. Right? So Joe basically went for a takedown. And he got the takedown and shit. He got on top of the guy, but the guy was stabbing him and shit, fuck, while Joe was on top of him, fuck. And the whole thing is 2 cops watched. 2 cops watched. 2 cops were on the subway train. And they watched they watched him get attacked. He sued the NYPD after, fuck, for recklessness and not protecting them. Except he lost. He didn't win the case. You're not beating them, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, like basically, like they proved, like nobody disputed. They didn't dispute that the cops watched. Basically, the cops froze, fuck. They got freaked out. And they pulled their gun and shit. But basically what happened is Joe was the one that fought the guy. And Joe ended up on top, and he's getting stabbed and shit. And he's on top, and he's yelling at the cops, help, fuck, what are you doing? Like, fucking, you know what I mean? Like, so the cops only came in after Joe took the guy down, right? Like, so the cops should have ran over right away and shot the guy, fuck, right? But instead, they fucking got all freaked out because the guy was swinging a knife around. So, I don't know, fuck. Cops seem to prefer to kill fucking innocent people, right? So, what can I say? Sorry to any law enforcement out there, but, you know, it's like they choked out that Aaron Garner guy for selling cigarettes outside of the store, and they don't shoot this guy on a subway train for fucking stabbing people. They put the cops on desk duty and shit after. Yeah, I mean, like the cops basically admitted it. They said, yeah, you know, like, you know, they kind of froze and, you know, it wasn't our best moment. And the thing is, in court, so he fucking had witnesses and everything even. There was, you know, he wrote a book about it. He's been on like Fox News. I brought him on my show and shit. So like he's a Bills fan. So Like he had witnesses testifying. Yeah, they watched, and he's the one that wrestled them down. And then they came over, but he got stabbed in the face and shit. Like fucking, so like he was getting hacked up and shit. Except when it went to court, basically there's a law. Like cops are protected. You can't sue them. Like, you know what I mean? It's very, very hard to sue the police. Like, you know, like in Las Vegas, they're suing MGM. You know, like you'd say, well, you know, how come they don't sue LVPD that waited 52 minutes, fuck, or whatever? But because basically there's a law that says that a police officer is number one priority, or her number one priority is their own safety. And it's well, they can't help other people if they're injured, right? Yeah, but it's like, whatever. You just should have shot the guy. Now, they said we couldn't shoot him because it was a crowded subway. But the thing is, it wasn't that crowded in the subway. There wasn't that many people there. And the thing is, once Buddy like came with the axe, everyone moved, right? So basically, Joe was alone on one side of a subway car, imagine, and everyone scattered to the other side. But Joe wasn't paying attention, basically. He basically stated that he looked up and a guy was just coming at him. He didn't have time to get up and fucking get ready. The guy was just coming at him. And everyone scattered to the other side. Fucking, he rolled around with the guy and shit. And then the cops came over a couple of seconds later, but after he got stabbed a bunch of times. And now the Jays are fucking it up. I know. Good call, Ty Rich. You're right. And then the NYPD they didn't sue him for bleeding on the subway. Fuck. You can't bleed on the subway. That's a fine. Oh, yeah. And now the NYPD aren't big fans of his, right? That's another thing. Now he's got enemies with the NYPD, which I wouldn't want to have. Because he wrote a book and he always tweets every day. Fuck. Not a day goes by he doesn't tweet at them, and he tweets pictures, and he has pictures of the cops that he sued, right? So he's these are the cowards, NYPD cowards, fuck. I'm sure Joe Lazito is real popular down at the station house, fuck. Crazy world, though. We all deal with challenges and shit, but look what Joe went through, man. God bless him. When the UFC went to Madison Square Garden for the first time, or it was in New Jersey, my bad. It wasn't the first MSG because it was before that. It was in New Jersey. John Jones fought in New Jersey. Remember, they always used to fight in Atlantic, in Jersey, right? Which is pretty much New York anyway. So when they went there, Dana White saw the story on the news, and Joe Lazito did an interview after. And he was like, oh, I'm a UFC fan. Because they were like, how did you fight him off? And he said, I'm a UFC fan, and I just did the moves that I watch. And he goes, it worked. And Dana White saw it, and of course Dana White liked it because he was trying to get it legal in New York. So Dana White's no angel here, right? So Dana White saw an angle. So Dana White was like, look, fuck, this guy's a New York hero, and he saved his life because of MMA, and you guys say it's illegal. Right? So Dana was all over it, fuck. And since Dana White got involved, mainstream media, I think it was on CNN or it was Fox News and shit, whatever. It was mainstream news when Dana fucking got involved because Dana knew a good story, right? So Dana White showed up and did a press conference with him and shit. Took his picture with him, and they gave him a belt. Fucking the UFC kissed his ass, fuck. They gave him cage side seats. They gave him a belt. Oh, 3-2 Royals now, fucking Jays. Exactly. What up, Andy M? Exactly. Dana's, because remember, like you said, he wanted it to be legal in New York, so it's perfect. This guy's oh, fuck, he used UFC moves. He's a hero. He fucking detained a mass murderer. You know, so like you said, Andy, Dana White was on the phone right away. Joe told me the story. He's like, oh, I had a UFC contact me like 2 days after. And they were like, we want to invite you, and Dana White wants to meet you. And like, yeah, like Dana White called the cameras in and everything. Jays are falling apart. They could come back, though. It should be a higher scoring game. Should have just bet the fucking over. Here's our boy, Sonny Betts. We'll see you in New York, Sonny Betts. We'll get together sometime. To be honest, Sonny Betts, you know what I'm probably going to be doing on Sundays? I'll probably be heading over to Monmouth Racetrack, to be honest. Monmouth Racetrack is the closest sports book to New York. Well, along with the Meadowlands next to the stadium, right? But the Monmouth Racetrack one, quick train ride, and they have the best lines. It's a Will Hill book. They don't fuck around. It's like minus 110 and all that shit. And supposedly it's the nicest room, too. Well, the FanDuel one at the Meadowlands is the most Vegas one. They went all out, fuck. It's fucking massive and shit. But there's the Will Hill at Monmouth, because it's a racetrack, so they know what they're doing. Supposedly they got a kick-ass bar and shit. You can bet right at the bar, and the sports book is all right there. It's cool. What's up, Ghoster? Yeah, exactly. Mix in a little ponies. Well, I'm going to be doing more old school, like when I lived in Vegas. I like the cash betting. I don't mind it. You know, basically, maybe I'll go once a week down to Monmouth, fucking place all my bets at once type shit. Fucking, then on Sundays, I'll be all right. Play a little online. That fucking Jet game was a screw job tonight, though, huh? All right, so what do we got tomorrow? We got more preseason. Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Falcons. New York Giants at Detroit Lions tomorrow. Buffalo Bills get 3.5 at Cleveland. Cleveland looked pretty good in their first preseason game. Buffalo starters look good, but they didn't look good in the second half. Miami Dolphins, we're talking about the Dolphins earlier, at Carolina. Carolina are a good preseason team. The Dolphins are just shit at any time of the year. Give me one quick second here, but I'd lean with Carolina here. Arizona Cardinals are getting 3.5 at the Saints. Jags and Vikings, wow, 4.5. Fuck. This is the one we talked about this last night, Raiders and Rams. These two teams are playing each other again, like in 3 weeks on the opening Monday night. Gotta believe that this is a vanilla game.
That it has, and one way or the other, we'll get into very early in the morning. If not closer to the afternoon, where things are going. Friday, they've got a date with the Yankees. And Marcus Stroman hits the hill. We'll have Blue Jays Central at 6:30 Eastern. 6:30 Pacific. Honda presents Fuel for Thought. In the old horse and buggy days, when everyone had only 1 horsepower, they probably just bragged about how many miles they got per carry. Spend less time at the gas pump with Econ Mode, standard on most Honda vehicles. Now lease a well-equipped CRV, Motor Trend's 2018 SUV of the year for $77 weekly at 2.99%.
I talked about it on Twitter about how I'm giving most of my clothes away. Almost all of them, to be honest. But here's one bad boy that I found. I didn't have this jacket for years. I just got it. It was in a bag. I didn't know where it was, fucking whatever. But this is one bad boy I will not be given away. Fucking Expos, fucking. This was the official jacket that they wore, too. This is the official bad boy right here. Still in pretty mint condition, to be honest. Pretty clean and everything after all these years. It's like the manager's jacket. Yeah, it's a nice one, huh? Look, I have bags. Ask Sonny Vega. I got bags and bags. I'm gonna need his help. Actually, you got to get him in a car and out of here. I got bags and bags and bags and bags and bags. Literally, like maybe about 20 bags of stuff. I'm giving it all away. Giving it all to charity. Except, like I said, I'm not giving away my Raptor stuff. And I'm keeping there's a few jerseys that are sentimental to me and stuff. There's a few things, but not much. But I'm trying to. I got to keep some things. I'm not giving everything away. But it's amazing. I don't have a big pile of stuff. But yeah, I'm keeping the jacket. I can't be. Yeah. It's a little tight. Yeah, what a great look, eh? The fucking Expos logo and shit. This is a baseball jacket. It just looks like a baseball. You know what I mean? This is like the 70s, like the 80s, 90s Expos look, and all the old cool starter jackets the baseball teams all wore. Yeah, exactly. This 94 era. Well, it's actually later than that, but they had the same sort of look every year in that era. But when I went to the Montreal and the Fleur de Lis here, yeah, I know the clubhouse guys. What about the picture behind me? Asked Ken. I don't know. Maybe I'll sign it. We'll auction it off for charity. Donate it. Maybe we can raise $10. Hey, listen, the poster. I'm not saying my autograph is worth anything, but the poster itself, it actually is be pretty cool. Actually, be more of a Patreon thing, I think, but it's a good idea. Actually, like the viewers would like shit like that. Somebody gets the fucking backdrop, they get this fucking poster. I'll fucking autograph it in silver. Bam. So, because yeah, we're gonna have the real backdrop. All right, thank you, Grinch. I appreciate that. I was thinking about that, whether I'll play. Thanks for the win totals. Good. Let's see. Arizona Cardinals, 6. I can get it 5.5 offshore. Atlanta Falcons, 9.5, little high. Baltimore Ravens, now 8.5. Buffalo Bills, an even 6. I'm telling you, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Bills fan, but the Bills are being undervalued. The Bills are being undervalued. They won 9 games last year. They're not 3 games worse now. It's McDermott's second year. The Bills' defense will be elite. Their schedule is fucking tough, but I personally think the Bills are going to win 7 to 8 games. I'll say 7, but 7 gets us there. We only need 6 for a push. I think the Carolina Panthers, these are just, we'll blast through this, my early things. But next week, we're going to lock it in. It's IFBC, guys. It'll be broadcast. My NFL segment will be next Sunday. So these are my quick sort of, we'll blast through. I'll give you my Jalen Ramsey thoughts. Trash. They're pretty good. Arizona Cardinals, I think people are sleeping on them. They won 8 games last year, and they didn't have David Johnson, who's one of the best players in the NFL. Sam Bradford's better than Gabbard and Stanton, who was their quarterbacks last year. Arizona will be better than people think. And like I said, I'm not saying Arizona's going to even a playoff team, but all I need to do is win 6 fucking games. It's 5.5 offshore. Atlanta Falcons, no strong lean one way or the other at 9.5. They could be a 10-win team. You know what I mean? I don't think they're a 12-win team again, but you know, I don't have a strong feel for that. Ravens at 8, 8.5 right now. I was kind of leaning with the over here, but I'm not in love with it. I like to buy low with these totals, right? You bet Baltimore over 8.5. You're sweating out every fucking week. I'm betting Arizona over 5.5. I go 6 and 10. I win my bet. Buffalo Bills. It's 6 wins for fuck's sakes. Like really? And it's plus 140 to the over. It's like, come on. Give me the Buffalo Bills over 6. Give me the Arizona Cardinals over to 5.5. Carolina Panthers. I also think the Panthers are like everyone's high on the Saints, and I get it. But I think the Panthers are every bit as good as the Saints. Everyone, you know, you look at the Panthers. Last year, they didn't have a great year. They were 11-5. The Panthers are just a good team. They probably will never win a Super Bowl, but Ron Rivera wins football games. Cam Newton wins football games. McCaffrey's going to be much better this year. He's going to get like 200 touches. He's fucking looking good. He's ripped and shit. They've got skill wide position. They got skill position players suddenly at the wide receiver position. Cam Newton's going to have a chip on his shoulder because it's Benjamin shit. Like I said, Carolina weren't even that good last year, and they still went 11-5, and they still nearly beat the Saints in a fucking playoff game. I like Carolina over the 9. Chicago Bears 6.5. I lean the under. I'm not buying what they're selling. I don't have faith in Mark Helfrich as an offensive coordinator. Their schedule is fucking tough. If you look at the Bears' schedule, it's killer. I won a total last year betting the Bears under 5.5, and I won. I'm leaning under 6.5 with the Bears, but I'm not in love with it. Bengals 6.5 pass. Browns up to 6 in Vegas right now. Pass. Dallas Cowboys 8.5. Pass. Broncos 7. Leaning to the over 7. Yet, I'm not loving it. I think if you bet that, you're probably playing for a push at 7 and 9. Detroit Lions might be a little undervalued at 7.5, but I'm not a big fan of fuckface there. Patricia is the coach. Packers at 10, too high for me. I'll stay away. Texans 8.5, intrigued by the over, but it's minus 160 to the over, and Deshaun Watson can get hurt. Colts are at 7, might be a little low, but Andrew Luck always gets hurt. Jags might be a little overrated at 9, but it's only 9. No strong feel. See, look in Vegas. Vegas, the Kansas City Chiefs are 8.5 right now. This is at the Westgate, which is the most respected place there. So they're 8.5, and I was talking about the Chiefs. I can get the Chiefs 7.5 offshore here. I got to lay minus 170 to do it, but LA Chargers 9.5. I don't know. The Chargers are just a doomed and cursed team. They're like the Buffalo Bills of the West. Too high. Rams at 10, too high for me. Dolphins at 6.5. Might be too low, actually, but I'm not taking that. Vikings are at 10. They win double digits every year, but it's not a good bet. Patriots 11. It's too high to bet. Saints at 9.5. I guess you can make an argument to the over. I was intrigued by the Giants at over 6.5, but I might have been wrong about that. The Jets win total is 6. Seems accurate. Raiders win total is 8. I think you can get an 8.5 offshore. I'm leaning with the under with the Raiders. Eagles 10.5. No strong opinion. Steelers 10.5. I think the Steelers are kind of overrated, but their division sucks. So, but still, I don't know if the Steelers win 11 games. I'll have to kick the tires on their schedule. San Francisco are open at 9. It's now 8.5 in Vegas. I thought they were overrated, and clearly the sharp guys that bet big money on the futures here agreed because it got bet down 8.5. Seattle Seahawks at 8. I want to, I see an 8.5 offshore. I want to take the under on the Seahawks, but I don't want to fucking bet against Russell Wilson. Here's a team actually that, I think we'll pick on here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What do the Buccaneers have going for them? Nothing. What do you got going for you? Dirk Cutter's an idiot. Todd Monken's a moron. Jameis Winston's a pervert. Ryan Fitzpatrick's a fucking loser. Who are your running backs? Fuck. Ronald Jones and who? Fuck. Jacquizz Rodgers and shit, really? You got to deal with the Saints. You got to deal with the Falcons. You got to deal with the fucking the Carolina Panthers. It might be the toughest division in football. Those 3 teams are all fucking good and not fun to play against. And you're going to have to deal with those cocksuckers 6 fucking times. Jameis Winston suspended for the first 4 games. You guys are going to be like fucking – I went over their schedule with Cam the other day, and I think Tampa's lucky to win 4 games this year. And then Dirk Cutter just gets fired. Like I said, what do they have going for them? Let's go. Yeah, exactly, Kyle. Let's look at the positives and the negatives of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What do you got going for you guys? Well, you got a shitty offensive line. You got no running backs. You got a pervert quarterback who's suspended for the first 4 weeks. You got a turnover machine in Fitzpatrick, who's like 80 years old, starting for the first 4 weeks. Yeah, Mike Evans is all right, but he'll check out because you guys will be down by 17 every week. Dirk Cutter should be coaching the San Jose State Spartans. He shouldn't be in the NFL. He's a college guy. And he's not even a big-time college guy. He's just a college guy. Todd Monken's the offensive coordinator who went 1-11 in Southern Miss. You know what I mean? O.J. Howard's good. O.J. Howard is a very good player. I don't know. Like, there's really not a lot to like about this team, in my opinion. And I don't see how they win 7 football games. It's not easy to win games in the NFL. Look at their schedule, all right? They open up at New Orleans, with Ryan Fitzpatrick. Even though if Winston was there, Winston sucks too. So they're not beating the Saints in New Orleans. In week 2, they host Philadelphia. They're going to lose that game. They host fucking Pittsburgh in week 3 on Monday Night Football. They're going to lose that game. And then they go to Chicago in week 4. They might win that game, but they probably lose. So they'll be 0-4. Then they go to Atlanta in week 5. They'll be 0-5, maybe 1-4. Let's be nice and say they're 1-4, even though I don't think so. I think the Bucs will be 0-5. And it'll just compound Jameis Winston, too. It'll be like he's a bigger loser because suddenly he destroyed their season and shit. Even though they probably still would have been fucking 0-4 with Jameis Winston. Week 5, they're at Atlanta. They usually play the Falcons tough, but they'll lose. They host the Cleveland Browns. All right, let's give them that win. Let's say if we're really nice and they beat the Bears in Chicago and they beat the Browns here. Okay. They go to Cincinnati. They won't win that game. Let's say they could, but they're not going to win back-to-back. Let's say they win the Cincinnati game. I'm in a nice mood. Well, we'll give you Cincinnati. So you're up to 3 wins. Then you go to Carolina. You don't have a hope in hell. You host the Redskins. All right. You beating the Redskins? Probably not. Maybe. That'll get you to 4. At the Giants, you'll lose. Versus San Francisco, you'll lose. Versus Carolina, you'll lose. Versus the Saints, you'll lose. At Baltimore, Sunday, December 16th in the snow, you'll lose. Sunday, December 23rd, you're at Dallas. And then you close out the season against the Atlanta Falcons, who will need to win to get into the playoffs. You're not getting to 7. If you know, God bless you. If you're wrong, Morency, then bet it, man. God bless you. But I don't see how this fucking Buccaneer team is going to win 7 football games. Like Kyle Hamburg saying, they're going to have worse record. Me too. Deshaun, yeah. Dude, they're going to fucking, exactly, dude. They're going to be 4-12, guys. Like you said, this is going to be a shit show season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not like picking on them. I'm just being realistic and isolating a winner for you guys. I should say this for the IBC, but this isn't a team trending upwards, all right? The coach is an idiot. Fuck. Their quarterback is like one fucking step away from being evicted from the NFL. Michael Evans is going to check out. He already has. Like Dirk, no one respects Dirk Cutter. No one respects their OC. They don't have talent. Like their defense is fucking shot. You know, Jameis Winston's been a favorite 12 times in his career. He's 3-9 as a favorite. So basically, that's 12 times the Buccaneers have been favorites and have only covered 3 times. They can't win. Like, they're not winning games, this team. And then you throw in the fact they got to play against one of the best teams in the NFC and the Saints, who could win the NFC. To me, the Carolina Panthers are the same shit every year. The Panthers are going to be fucking 10-6, 11-5 or whatever. And you got to deal with the Atlanta Falcons, who are still good. Right? So I don't see like where the wind's coming from. And look at their season, how they open up. I was being nice by giving you the Bears game at Chicago. I was being nice by saying, you know, I said you're going to beat Cincinnati in Cincinnati. That's not happening. You might be 3-13 in Tampa. Fuck. You're 4-12. I'll say 4-12. But that's a nice, comfortable under 6.5. What's up, MVP? I hope to see you next week, brother. Big fan of yours. Love you, bro. Class act. Yeah, let me check. All right, so this is in Vegas. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, -130 to the under. 6.5. Let me see what it is at Bet365. I think it was 6.5 because me and Cam talked about this the other day. It is Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 6.5 minus, wow, exact same number. -130. So, yeah, Tampa's not winning 7 games. And the Blue Jays aren't going to win this game. They're down 5-2. But, yeah, Tampa's not winning 7 games, in my opinion. And then you got the Redskins at an even 7. And as we talked about, when you consider that, you know, I think Alex Smith is a winner. I think Alex Smith could get him, but you could be playing for a push there. And you got South Point numbers. Ooh, they've got under 6 for the Buccaneers at +105. That's not as good. You know what I would appreciate, Grinch, if you could? We'll do it more tomorrow, actually. But if you could, I'd appreciate it if you could send me over, if you have access to the send me the same win totals that they have at the South Point for college football. College is the one I'm sort of interested in more. NFL, I've got a few, though. Like, I've got some leans. I got to save some shit for next week for you guys at IFBC, but I'm pretty good with NFL futures and college futures, too. We crushed that FAU for you motherfuckers last year. 4.5, man. They won 11 games. There's a couple of college teams I'm leaning with right now, too, with the totals. I got my eye on a few. Except they're all trendy suddenly. But they're not too trendy. Look, I was all high on the Texas Longhorns, but that's just stupid. It's too high. It's too trendy. It's too popular. It's too big of a program, etc. You know, we got to identify the lower tier schools that nobody cares about, where there's just a 4.5 or a 3.5 sitting there on the board. That's like, that's an easy win. I find, though, the problem is the college ones are sharper. Like the college ones, man, like you go through the schedule and shit, you're like, fuck, these guys know what they're doing. Like the NFL, they're sort of all over the place. Like, college totals are tougher. You can find a few under the radar schools, but they're not giving money away with this shit. A good example is like UNLV. I agree with Babano. See, now Babano's giving us something. Just bust your balls, Babano. Oh, great. I just sold Sonny Vega on the fucking under. Now Sonny's going to bet like $18,000 and move the numbers on us. I agree with Babano. I think Boston College, that offense is good. They've never been good at offense. Be careful with Illinois stage name. I kicked the tires on Illinois over, but I don't know if they can get there. I'm not sure if Illinois can get to 4. I'm not sure Illinois gets to 4. Speaking of parlay, shout out to Spenny Mac, who sent me some kind words. I appreciate it, Spenny Mac. You know what team I like? This is a bigger total, but I've talked about it before, but I'm high on Boise State. I'm telling you right now, Boise State are going to like, they're going to be they'll be this year's UCF. Like Boise State might run the table or like lose one game type shit, I think. Their schedule's tough, but that's why if they do it, it's going to be so impressive, and they'll flirt with the playoff type of shit. They need to beat Oklahoma State in Oklahoma State. All right, thank you very much. Thanks, Grinch. You the man. I love my boy Kyle Hamburg, but I'll tell you right now, I like that pit a lot, Grinch. That was my big pit. That was my big play, if you remember. That was my first college total I released this year. Well, released, fuck. That was the first one. Remember when the numbers came out the first day? I said, fucking Pittsburgh's going to a bowl game this year. I'm all in on the Narduzzi bandwagon. Let's get it. Pittsburgh's winning 6 fucking games this year. They're going to a bowl game. What I was going to say, I like Georgia under 10.5. It's too high. I also think Pitt can cover the number. Pitt can cover the number, I think, against Penn State in week 2. Kyle's getting defensive here. Georgia Bulldogs? Let me look it up here. Georgia. No, but at 10.5, you got to lose 2. You're right. You can lose 1 game. Georgia Bulldogs can. Listen, I think Will Muskamp is a fuckhead, and I hope you guys beat him. I don't like Will Muskamp. But that South Carolina game is going to be a sleeping, that's a landmine, Kyle. Don't tell me it's not a landmine. Don't tell me that game against the Gamecocks is not a landmine. I know Babano, Babano likes Pitt too. Oh, about that Penn State game. Yeah. I think we're getting 18 in that game, Babano. Or that was the number that was floating out there. Muskamp's an idiot, fuck. But the South Carolina game is a dangerous one. Call me crazy, but I think Missouri are going to be a load to deal with. Missouri won 6-1 in their last 7 games last year. They averaged 51 points a game. Drew Lock might be the number 1 pick in the NFL draft this year. And I don't want to give away all my everything. We'll save some shit for next week in Vegas at the conference. But I like this Missouri team a lot. I also like the Kentucky Wildcats a lot out of this conference. Fuck. The thing is, I like all these. There's a million, I like a bunch of college totals. That's why I asked Grinch, and I appreciate it, Grinch. We'll go over this tomorrow night more so. Too many teams, etc. But I want to go shopping for this to find the best numbers because there are a lot of teams that I like this year, but the odds makers they're on to it. Like I tell you what, like the UNLV running Rebels are going to be pretty good this year. And usually you can get their win total at like 4.5. I remember when I lived in Vegas one year, their win total was fucking 2.5. No shit. It was like 2. I remember like the debate, can the Rebels win 3 games? It was like, I don't think so. And now I think the Rebels, I'll look at it in a second. I think the Rebels win total is like fucking 6. You know, I liked it, but I was like, man, I can't bet the fucking UNLV running Rebels to win 7 games. Like, not at even money. All right, but let's say Georgia will outscore Missouri. We know you're going to have your hands full with Tennessee. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck. Tennessee suck. Vanderbilt suck. So to me, the Georgia games, the landmine is at South Carolina in week 2. Missouri won't be fun, but, you know, you'll outscore them. Take the over. Tennessee, Vanderbilt, you win. At LSU blow. Versus Florida, that cocktail party, Dan Mullen. That's no party. And I'll tell you what, you survive that cocktail party at Kentucky the next week has fucking letdown written all over it. And then after that, you got to deal with fucking Auburn. You know, that's the flash right there. Versus Florida at Kentucky versus Auburn. They could stumble. Listen, this isn't me negatively on Georgia either, Kyle. I think Georgia are a damn good program and a great football team. But this is just me, like when I bet overs or like when I bet futures, college, like when I bet football futures, it's the old, I go over on the low numbers and I go fucking under on the high ones. You know, buy low, sell high, etc. So when I look at futures, I'm looking at, okay, which team is being undervalued and which team is being a little high and which team could stumble along the way here. NCAA win totals. Thanks, Grinch. You the man here. Like Alabama 11. Ugh. Arizona's up to 8, little high. You know what's high here? Army at 7.5. Like, you know, another team, I think Auburn are overrated. Sounds crazy, but Clemson's at 11. Clemson might not lose a game, but it's not a good bet. FAU's at 8.5. Last year was 4.5, but 8.5 is not that bad, actually. Like, they'll probably win 9, 10 games again, 11 games again. I think the Florida Gators could be sleeping giants. Georgia at 10.5. I'm leaning with the under. Iowa State. That's the one I like too. I like Iowa State over 6.5. I like that one a lot. I like Iowa State over 6.5. I lean over 6.5 with K-State as well. They got a good team coming back this year. They'll win more than 6.5 games. LSU is not getting to 8. Michigan's at 9. It's kind of an accurate number. I think Michigan probably win 10 though. Miami, Florida, I don't think are going to disappear, but it's too high. Missouri's fucking 7.5. I think I can get a 6.5 offshore. Here's I don't want to give them all away, but I'll tell you another one here. Fuck. Northwestern. Don't sleep on Northwestern. Northwestern, all that guy does is win 9, 10 games every fucking year. Nobody talks about him. I don't even want to give that away. Shh, Northwestern 6. UCLA, who would have thought they would see the day that UNLV would have a higher win total than UCLA? UNLV win total is 6. UCLA Bruin 5.5. I'm all in on Chip Kelly at UCLA, but it might take a year or two here. USC Trojans 8.5. Washington Huskies are fucking really hyped this year. I think they're good too. Wow, there's a few teams that they don't have, eh? Fuck. Like usually they have everybody. Where's Tulane? Where's Tulane at? Fuck, I want to bet Tulane. Tulane over. Tulane are going to a bowl game. Yeah. Good call. Yeah, Iowa State are going over the number easily, bro. They're going to win like fucking 9 games this year type shit. 8 games. Northwestern at 6. Are you shitting me?
Lamar's going to third while it's foul out. McCarthy is pitching in his third season with the Royals. Got a 10 games back in 160. 33 last year, and he's had a season of 46 appearances. Come out of nowhere last year, was the 28th best prospect in 28. Here he is now. His 46th game in the big leagues. Coming back, there are few profiles of prospects around the system. Dark. Friday was headed toward the dugout. That was maybe starting 3. 1-2 now to Diaz. Make it hurt. There goes Pilar. The dribbler again, but that's foul. Base runner's going on a 1-2 pitch. Got him out the Pilar's giving it up. One. The Blue Jays are very, very good team at that. And second most comeback wins in the American League, trailing only the Red Sox. They hit a lot of home runs late. Keep them in a lot of games. This here strikes out the ends the inning. Blue Jays go off. A base hit, but they stranded there. Kansas City with the lead. The Kitchener coming up. See all around you. Bird's Eye View Monitor, available on the 2018 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid.
Some things you just can't put down. The hands-free liftgate, available on the 2018 Toyota RAV4.
It's 6 a.m. Millions of Canadians are waking up with lead shade. At our factory, more than 1,000 workers are starting their day building on over 100 years of heritage, craftsmanship, and innovation. Made and sold around the world, our blades are Canada's #1 shade. As members of the Gillette family, we're proud to bring you Gillette quality because nobody beats the men and women of Gillette. Gillette, the best a man can get.
Welcome back. Josh Donaldson continues to make progress in his return from that left calf strain. Yesterday, he posted this video of himself on Instagram completing face running drills in the knee with the caption, quote, "Getting closer." Donaldson has been sidelined since May 28th, and there is no timetable for a return. However, manager John Gibbons believes the comeback will happen sooner rather than later. Quote, "He'll be back. I expect him to play again this year." Now, according to the Blue Jays medical update, Donaldson will continue face running in preparation for game action, but he'll likely not get into major league action without a few rehab games.
All right, we'll get out of here in a minute here. All right. That shit doesn't bother me, man. If you're gonna have thousands of viewers and shit, if you're gonna have thousands of viewers and fucking followers and all that shit, you're gonna have scumbags out there. Reporting doesn't do shit. All right, so as Taylor knows, exactly, Taylor. Like, I don't give a shit. It's like I saw Don Lemon talking the other day. He goes, he was talking about trolls and shit. And a lot of people don't like Don Lemon. Fuck, imagine the shit he gets. And he was talking about it. He goes, man, I get death threats, racist shit every night. He goes, I don't give a shit. Like, he's like, whatever, fuck, Don Lemon's making like $5 million a year. Fuck, people are watching him. You got to deal with it, It does. That's the whole thing. It really, I don't give a fuck. I never have. I wanted to look before we get out of here, though, of the college football playoff odds to make the playoffs. Here it is. Wow, Alabama's minus 250. Fuck, holy shit. Now, this is smart betting here. I'll leave you with some smart knowledge on the way out. Now, we're talking about Clemson. Clemson's win total is 11. Clemson might not lose a game this year. Like, I don't think they will, actually. The ACC is kind of down a little bit. If you look at the competition, there's no one even close to Clemson's level here. Like, Clemson are a fucking powerhouse now. And they're fucking stacked, all right? Their defense was the 4th-ranked defense in college football last year. And they're all back. They've got like fucking 9 starters back or something on defense from like, an elite, like their defense is like NFL quality type shit. They're going to fucking suffocate fucking teams. Offensively, they've got the quarterback back. They got some new kid stud that's fucking pushing fucking Brian at quarterback. I actually like Virginia Tech this year too. People are sleeping off Va Tech in that conference. I think their win total is a little low. But Clemson, so where I'm going with this, their win total is 11. So you bet 11 wins. You can lose one game. You got to fucking push at minus 110. You bet Clemson to make the playoffs at minus 125. Clemson are making the playoffs. This is a great bet at minus 125. Now, this Urban Meyer shit, I'm going to say that it ends poorly for Ohio State here. I think this could actually be the this could be the year that Michigan gets in here. So right now where I'm leaning with the playoffs, I'm looking at this. Now listen, Alabama Alabama have lost 14 starters, fuck. All right, from last year's team. 14 fucking starters. Now, they always just reload every year, but you got to wonder, fuck, eventually if they stumble, you know? The thing is, I'm not sure if anyone else, maybe Georgia can fucking dodge all these bullets and get there. You know, I think Auburn are overrated personally. And so, like I said, there's been 4 college football playoffs. Alabama have been in all 4 of them. So it's hard to say that Bama's not going to be there. They're minus 250, though. But I'm telling you right now, Clemson to make the playoffs, a great bet at minus 125. I'm glad we just stumbled upon this now and looked at this. I just thought of it a second ago. I was like, fuck Clemson at 11 wins. What's the playoff odds? Yeah, I'd rather do this. And Ohio State, a little shaky at plus 140 with the turmoil around them. Georgia, plus 140. Yeah, you got to hope there's 2 teams from the SEC make it. Michigan at plus 175, my boys. I think this is our shot this year for real. Michigan are fucking stacked. Last year they were young. Like now the fucking it comes home. Fuck, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't like the odds with Michigan at plus 175. Now I'm looking for a fucking team here, and it's crazy. Fuck, I'm like, where are they? They're not listed. Like, how is this possible? Why? What's up with Bet365 here? So I'll tell you right now, Ohio State aren't winning the Big Ten this year. It's either going to be Michigan or Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin are a good bet, actually, at plus 3-3. They're fucking stacked. They have a pretty easy schedule for the most part. Basically, like Wisconsin needs to beat Michigan. And they're going to get to the Big Ten game. Like that Michigan-Wisconsin game could be pretty big. And then, of course, Ohio State-Michigan. But I think finally Harbaugh's going to get fucking Meyer, or it's not going to be Meyer. It'll be Shiano. Oh, there's Washington. My bad. I'm blind. Fuck. It's plus 400. That's my playoff right now. And I like it too. I'm pretty locked in on my playoff. I'm going to say Alabama. You know, I might be selling Kyle's Georgia team short here because, like I said, I think Alabama might surprise people and stumble, but their schedule's easy. Like, they don't fucking play anybody. So, you know, like, really, they're not going to stumble. It'll come down to the SEC Conference Championship game, and they lost the fucking game, and they still fucking got in last year. But I'm looking at Alabama, Clemson, Michigan, and Washington. I think Washington will I think Washington gets into playoffs this year. There's a reason why their win total is 10.5. The Vegas odds makers know what they're doing when they set the win totals for college football. And they didn't just pull this number out of their ass like some dickhead troll on Twitter or on in a YouTube chat. Don't forget, Matthias, the Washington Huskies. Matthias, the Washington Huskies were in the playoff 2 years ago. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Alabama didn't even make it to the fucking game when they went. Anthony Greer. You know what, Anthony Greer? It's not looking good for me on Sundays. No. This show will continue, but the Sundays it's not looking good with my schedule the way it's going to be in New York. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Oh, that Washington, look, you're going to have a great game out of the gate with Washington. LSU has zero hope, Gino. No hope. I think Kentucky have a better chance of fucking winning the conference than fucking LSU does. What's the win total for the Ducks? You know what my problem with Oregon is? There's too many question marks for me, Kyle. Listen, Justin Herbert's good. I think he's overrated. He gets hurt all the time. Regular season wins. Oregon, what's their fucking win total? 8.5 plus 100 to the over. Let me see their schedule. Oregon Ducks. Good. Bowling Green at Oregon, win. Portland State at Oregon, win. San Jose State at Oregon, win. Stanford at Oregon, they can win that game too. I went through this before, actually. I think Oregon can open up 5-0. I think Washington will beat them. That'll be 5-1. And their schedule is not that hard. Fuck. They'll beat Washington State. Arizona will be a track meet that could go either way. It could get them to 6. Versus Chip Kelly, it's in Oregon. They'll beat him. Chip will get his revenge in year 2. Get him to 7 at Utah. Versus Arizona State, 8 at Oregon State. Yeah, I think they go over. I think Oregon are a 9-win team. But the problem with this is with Oregon is, number 1, can Herbert stay healthy? Number 2, can Mario Cristobal win? Not at FIU. I tell you what, it was a shit show at the bowl game last year. I didn't like that. And another thing is, too, I'm also not a massive fan. Of when the kids pick the coach. Like, you can't do that in college. In the pros, it's okay. But, even in the pros, the players don't get a say. But, like, in college, every time you see this, where the coach leaves and then the kids, like, all fucking demand that it's the assistant and shit, it never works out. Like, you look, LSU wanted fucking Orgeron there. Orgeron's 5-20 against winning teams in his career in the SEC. All right? He can't win. Fuck. He's not going to win. He's a nice guy. He's got a funny accent. But he's not going to win. And, the players wanted him. Or there was going to be a revolt. And then there was fucking Clay Helton in USC. Oh, the players demand it's going to be Clay Helton. Whatever. You kids are going to be gone in 2 years in the NFL. We're the ones going to have to deal with this guy as our coach. Fuck. Just because you like him. Right? And I don't know. The jury's out on Clay Helton. Clay Helton's obviously a good recruiter, but whatever. I could recruit fucking in South Central LA, fucking USC. You know what I mean? You walk down the street, hey kid, you want to be a running back? Fuck, you know what I mean? Like you go like there's fat burgers everywhere there. It's a big thing in LA and South Central and shit. It's like you can't walk with a fucking fat burger without picking up like a wide receiver and a running back down there. So like USC, whatever. So Clay Helton recruits there. Who hasn't recruited there? Everyone can recruit there. Fuck. It's easy to recruit there. It's fucking Hollywood. Fuck. It's Los Angeles. Like, it's the USC Trojans. Like, it's not hard to recruit. Can you win games? I don't know. We'll see. Can Clay Helton win games? He's not a great in-game coach. So then you get Mario Cristobal, same shit. Buddy fucking leaves for Taggart splits. Or not Taggart, or what's his fucking name? Taggart splits, Taggart bolts for Florida State. And the players demand that Cristobal takes over. So Cristobal takes over. They get fucking destroyed in the bowl game. I don't know. Mario Cristobal, he's been around a while. He was very good at FIU, but it's strange. I don't know about this guy. There's something about him that worries me. There's something about him that worries me in the sense with Cristobal that if you remember years ago, sort of like Lane Kiffin at FAU, Florida Atlantic University. Mario Cristobal turned Florida International University. See you tomorrow night, big man. Look forward to it. We'll talk some football and some EPL. So Mario Cristobal, like this is probably about 7 or 8 years ago at FIU. They were nothing FIU. Like FIU used to be 0-12 and shit like that. And same with FAU until Schellenberger got there. But Mario Cristobal turned FIU into like, I don't know, I think they won 9 games. They might have won the Sun Belt or something one year. Fuck. They won a bunch of games. They were okay. And Mario Cristobal was one of the hottest coaching commodities on the market, except it never went anywhere. It's always like there's I don't know. There's something there that we don't know, it seems. Like, so now he's there at Oregon. To me, and nothing against Mario Cristobal. And, the kids love him. Well, whatever. Fuck, Nothing against Mario Cristobal, but to me, the Ducks are an elite program that should have an elite coach. And I'm not sure he's that guy. But we're going to have a lot of fun talking college football. As we're going to be talking college football all next week, although our schedule will be a little, once again, muted over the next 2 weeks. And once September settles in, we'll be locked and loaded. But essentially, IFBC is less than a week away, guys. I'm in football mode right now. You like the hire with Cristobal. We could talk about it tomorrow night, big man. We'll debate it. I haven't looked at the Astros in Oakland, to be honest. I'll look at it tomorrow. I got a lot of shit on my mind here. So the Houston Astros, like, football is sort of, it's coming. So, but yeah, we've talked so much about the IFBC, and we haven't recently because whatever, it's because of the circumstances, but we'll be there. And we'll be there. So next Wednesday we'll be going. So there'll be no show Wednesday night because we'll be on transit. We'll be en route. So we'll be next Wednesday night. We're traveling to Vegas. Thursday night, we will do the Thursday night throwdown from our hotel. Friday night, we will do it from the Golden Nugget after the meet and greet. I spoke to SBR today. So there's going to be the meet and greet. Everyone's going to be all wasted. And then we're going to do my show. And yeah, so the Thursday and Friday. The Thursday and Friday will be on next week. No Wednesday because we'll be traveling to Vegas. Everyone's going to be, a bunch of us are on the same plane. I think Babano's on the same plane. And then after Las Vegas, we'll be on that Monday night. We'll do a little recap. I'll be in Vancouver. We'll be on Monday night. And then I will not be on. Maybe we'll set it up so Big Man or Babano step up. I think Wednesday, like SBR, just shutting it down because they're going to be traveling. Like everyone. The next Wednesday, I think, is like travel day for everybody. So next Thursday and Friday, though, from Vegas, we will be doing these shows. We'll be doing our radio shows during the day for the most part, I think. And Saturday, we'll give you some Patreon, some fun shit from Vegas. And then the Monday, we'll do a little recap here on SBR. I'll be in Vancouver. But then Tuesday and Wednesday, I will not be on. And then we'll have replacements for those nights. That week, I got to get a show or two in because football, college, is going to be a big college week. But, I've got personal things that I have to take care of that week on the Tuesday and the Wednesday. The Thursday, we'll be on here. And then Friday, we fucking moved to New York. So while the trolls try to get our attention, we're too busy succeeding. God bless you. Thank you, everyone, for the kind words. And we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be on the radio tomorrow at 4. Big Man will be with us tomorrow night here. And we look forward to seeing you guys in Vegas. God bless. Other than that, you're on your own. Later.